am the longest-serving district attorney in the modern history of Orange County, going back, I think I went back to 1920 and stopped, so maybe somebody in the 1800s might beat me out. I've been honored to serve as president of the New York State District Attorneys Association as well as the Orange County Bar. This is not a political decision. I want to say that first and foremost. I'm normally a very modest person, but in the 3 times out of 7 that I've had an opponent in this county, I've won with more than 62% of the vote. When I spoke with the chairman of the Republican, Conservative, and Independence parties today to let them know that I was not running, they all assured me that I would have been their candidate. And I have to tell you that the Republican chairman urged me to reconsider this decision because of his belief that my candidacy would help the ticket across this county. He told me to call him at 1:59 to tell him I had changed my mind, and I have not. This has been a great opportunity for me to do a job I loved. In this room are several assistant district attorneys, and they can tell you that working in a prosecutor's office is the greatest job you can have, except being the DA. It comes with some more burdens, but it certainly comes with great rewards. I had a couple of goals when I announced I was running for office at the ripe old age of 35. And those goals were to establish here in Orange County, for the benefit of all of our people, a professional district attorney's office that was not plagued by staff turnover and that attracted and retained some of the best and brightest people that we possibly could. In the 20 years before I became district attorney, which is ancient history for some of you and certainly for some of my lawyers, Orange County had 8 district attorneys. That's almost 1 every 2 years. During my 7 years as an assistant district attorney, I worked for 4 district attorneys. That was 1 in less than every 2 years. And in fact, only 1 DA since 1953 has served more than 1 full term as DA. And I think that my consistent leadership and policies that some may not always agree with have served to enhance the ability to retain prosecutors here in the DA's office. When I first came into office, no one had been on staff more than 4 years, and half had been hired within the year that I became DA, so they had less than 12 months of experience. Today I have probably 15 or so prosecutors that have been here 15 years or more, and some of those have been here 20 years or more, and they are all highly dedicated and highly competent prosecutors that make this office run. It's critically important to the success of this office and to the safety and security of the people of Orange County that each of the political parties, Republican, Democrat, Independents, Green, Working Families, Conservative, nominate somebody with credentials, somebody that most importantly has integrity and will not treat this office as a patronage mill to hand out jobs to party faithful. The assistant district attorneys on the staff are from all party backgrounds, and if you gave me $1 million and asked me what the affiliation of one of my assistants was, you'd be safe in that bet, because we never ask that question. It is not important. As long as they do the job for the people of this county, that's really what counts. As I say, this is a personal decision. It's not political. If you gave me 5 minutes, I might, hit delete and resend and change my mind. It's a job I love. It's going to be hard to leave, and I guess that's the best way to leave any job. Some of you have had that experience, and unless you start your own internet news company, I guess you're done with your reporting. Reference to Hank, who I've known, and of course Tracy, who we go back to when Tracy was on radio, whatever that is. So I want to thank my staff, but most importantly and most sincerely, I want to thank the people of Orange County, who in 7 elections have given me the opportunity to do this job. My legacy to the people of this county is going to be the professional prosecutors and investigators that have done such an outstanding work regardless of the slim pay and long hours that have made me look good. So with that, I will entertain any questions you have, certainly. And yes?
In the press release, you mentioned that you're leaving office with some regrets. You're choked up, but ultimately it was a positive decision for you and your family. Can you go into that a little bit?
Well, not to trivialize this, but before all my running injuries, I used to ski. And if you're a skier, at the end of a perfect day when the sun is going down and you get to the bottom of the hill and you say, you know, let's take one more run. And that's the run where you break a leg or hit a tree. And I'd like to be DA, honestly, for another year or two, beyond 2013. When I hire assistant district attorneys, I ask them for their word of honor, some of whom haven't been able to keep it, that they'll work for me for 4 years. In seeking re-election, I would give that word of honor to our voters, and it's just something at this stage, chronologically in my life, I cannot do. And that's why I'm going to have some regrets, because on December 31st, 2013, I don't know that I really want to leave the door. They may have to drag me out. I may keep a key, but it's hard to do, and hopefully in your line of work, when you go on to something else, you'll be torn by the same process that I am, because it means that you really enjoy what you're doing. So it's time, and as I say, even despite the cajoling of my chairman,